Hi everybody, it's Jen back here with my Saturday week in the life. This again is pretty quick, but took me a little bit longer than the Friday one. I ended up having to do it in two short little sessions. I'm still just not able to fully sit for too long with my back, but it is getting better. So here's the back of my title page, and that was a picture of my son in his outfit for his percussion group, and also a photo of the flags for the particular parade that they were in. So I used this card that was from the kit, and then that small picture of the flags, and then added a couple of the word phrase stickers from the kit as well, and a couple staples. And then you'll see in a moment I'm going to add one of the little rubber charms that says love, and then one of the hearts as well that came with the kit. So just going to play around with that a little bit. And again, as I mentioned on my last one, I'm not having any trouble with the glue dots on these rubber charms, so I've continued to use them, and I've been checking them every day. So I'm hoping they continue to not be a problem for me, but they seem to be what is making these stick down the best for me. And that piece of paper there is just a piece that I grabbed out of my scrap paper, and it was still sitting on my desk because I used it for Friday as well. So here's a picture just of the grass in our backyard. My husband had cut the lawn that day, and I will fully admit that I actually took this picture on Sunday, but only just because I completely forgot on Saturday. I was really sore and distracted. For some reason, this did not stamp well at all, so I'm trying to go over it with a slick writer and make it a little bit more readable. I don't know why. There must be I think there's something on the stamp or whatever. So I'm trying to make that. I'm not really happy with how it turned out, but it's not much I can do. I end up going over it a little bit with a white one as well, and that doesn't help much either. So this is just a filler card right here. I put down the Hello Saturday chipboard piece, and then I'm just adding our story in underneath that, just to add a little bit of extra to that card. And then that picture there of my son, there's lots of 4x6s this time, and I didn't get very many vertical shots. And I honestly didn't get very many photos at all this day between my back, and then we were running our kids all over the place. So I really didn't get a whole ton of pictures. So I just did it like this again today, or that for Saturday, where I just cut the pictures in half, and then here I use some of those word stamps, and then this stamp that says love you, and I'm just fixing it. And that was entirely because I was stamping on top of the album instead of on a flat surface, which was stupid. And here I'm going over the today a little bit with the white pen to see if it helps. Doesn't really. I give up and put it away. And I've left out that other piece of the photo there just to let the ink dry a bit, because I find the white doesn't dry quite as quick and it smudges. So this is a photo of my workspace again, and I had one in from yesterday, but this one is different in that I've been doing this storytelling class with Ali, and I decided to give weekly double page spreads for Project Life a go as my main scrapbooking. So this is me. I have it all laid out, and I've put sticky notes on for each week so I can start filling in pieces. I'm only going back to the beginning of March because I did January and February as just one double page spread, one for each of the months. So I'm not going back and redoing those, but I'm going to go back to the beginning of March and start ordering pictures and filling in and doing it a very similar style to the way that Ali does hers, and just see what I think. So I did that down in the corner there, in the black space off the edge of my desk, and then I just grabbed these mini market stickers, and I'm spelling out capturing the everyday, because this is about Project Life, which is what Project Life is all about for me, which is capturing the everyday. And then I think I actually used up all of those little rubber charms, which I think is awesome. And then I put them all back in wrong. So I put that in, I pull out the one I need to do some journaling on, and then I decide I don't like what's going on right here. And so I pull out, I didn't really feel like I needed more journaling, so I pulled out that one that's kind of half yellow, half white, put in that Life is Full of Adventure, and then I really like this striped card, but I feel like it needs something rather than just being in there all by itself. So I'm looking in that my little embellishment thing, and I see this heart every day. So again, going along with the same sort of theme, I stick that down, and then I realize, yep, those photos are in backwards, so out they come. Fixie here. I always find that one pocket is a little bit stiff. And then putting that in there. And then what I'm going to do is just looking at it and having those two filler cards right beside each other was not doing it for me. So I liked that heart every day, but then I remembered that I had kept the receipt for Costco because my husband had gone to Costco that day as well. So he pretty much had to do everything that day, which kind of sucked for him. But I thought, oh, I'll put the Costco because that is definitely an everyday an errand type thing, something that he definitely did. He did that day, and he said he was really lucky. It ended up being not super busy. It's always busy on the weekends here because we only have one Costco for our whole huge city, and we sort of live in a city that's the suburbs of the city, and this is where our Costco is out here, and it's always ridiculous. So I don't know. He totally lucked out. He went at like 4 o'clock or 4:30 or something on a Saturday. I don't know, but he lucked out. So I thought I'll include that in as that because that was a big part of our day that he was not totally thrilled to do, because usually we do it together and that makes things nicer because going alone without our kids, at least it's together. So doing the journaling, I just left this in today because it goes fairly quickly. I included that big S on there, and I just drew a line around it with my slick writer so that it was a thicker line than just my Project Life pen. And basically this day was all about my husband running around and doing errands because I really couldn't do a whole ton of much of anything. So this day is a lot more from his perspective than from my perspective. And because it was a lot of like, do this now, do this now, do this now, I did my journaling on this card a little bit different in that I actually include the times, which I haven't done in any of my other days. But I just thought it really worked with how this day went. My son had to be dropped off at this time, and his parade started at this time, and this kid had to go here, and then this thing started at this time, and then it ended at that time. So yeah, I just thought that kind of makes sense for this particular day to do things like that. So sticking those all in there, and then I'm going to give you a slowed down walkthrough of this day. I've only got one day left, and then I've got the small 2x2s, which are just extra photos that I've been saving up to put in there with a little bit of, a few other little tiny stories that maybe I, didn't have room for or didn't include or whatever. So yeah, I'll have probably 2 more videos left. I will do Sunday, and then I'll do a walkthrough of the whole thing that will include those other 2x2 page protectors. So I hope you guys enjoyed, and I will either be back today or tomorrow with my Sunday run through. Bye guys.